There are some movies this year that absolutely sucked. I'm not really one to say if something is either the best or the worst, but I can have my own opinion to where I went into a movie, I left and just thought, yeah, that did suck, or that was bad or disappointed, but I'm not gonna say something was the absolute worst. And these are the movies that I have seen this year. I haven't seen every movie this year because like I've been to the theaters probably about 50 times in 2018, so I couldn't see everything, but I saw a good chunk of not good movies. So let's get on with it. This is going to be in no specific order. These kind of first movies that I'm going to do are movies that are what the title says. They sucked. All right. The first movie I'm going to talk about is a movie that I previously have reviewed, some like 6-7 months ago, and it's on my channel. If you want to check it out, it is Pacific Rim Uprising. This was a huge disappointment to me because I was a big fan of the original Pacific Rim that was directed by Guillermo frickin' del Toro, an Academy Award-winning director now. So yeah, it's pretty decent. The thing with Pacific Rim Uprising is it takes away so much of what you liked about the first one and just completely just gets rid of it. It is gone. It is like, you like this thing? Not here. Oh, you like this thing? Oh, we'll give it to you for maybe like 10 minutes. Like then nothing. It was somewhat of a cash grab. Even the first one wasn't that successful, but it was just a nothing movie. And when a movie makes you dislike the first one even more because of the story that they're adding on to the second one, it's just trash. He just got rid of everything that was good about the first one, and what the hell? What the hell? Alright, next one. I am a huge horror fan. I appreciate a damn good horror movie. Like, horror is my favorite genre. If something can scare me, freaking thumbs up to ya. And Blumhouse put out a movie this year that was absolute trash. It was something that they thought was really smart and a clever thing, but guess what? Truth or Dare sucked. It was terrible. When you go to a horror movie and there is audible laughter out in the theater during a horror movie, you failed. You got it wrong. Those little smiley faces that the people do before they're about to die or some crap like that. They're like, ooh, this has got to be menacing. This is terrifying. No, it wasn't. It was funny to me. And this whole movie was a joke. And the kills themselves were actually pretty lame. And the characters, you didn't really care for. There's probably like one character that you're like, hey, I kind of like this guy. And that's about it. In a horror movie, you have to have good characters, you have to have good scares, good like gore and stuff like that. This had none of it. So, truth or dare? Truth, did this movie suck? It did. Hard. Next. Oh. In general, I'm a pretty big fan of Jennifer Lawrence. Of her work, I liked Passengers. I thought was pretty good. She was okay in the first two Hunger Games movies, and Winter's Bone is also a great movie that she's in. Red Sparrow, that was a miss, and it's supposed to be this cool spy thriller. It's supposed to be sexy and all that stuff. It's supposed to be a sexy looking movie, and all this deception and stuff like that and whatnot. Yeah, it wasn't sexy. The sexy scenes in the movie were awkward and uncomfortable, and I'm pretty sure I was like the only person in the theater, but I was like checking myself and just like, this is weird, right? Like this, I don't want to be here right now. And yeah, that's a big waste of Jennifer Lawrence's talent and all that. It's just it was just a nothing movie. It was slow. It was boring. And sometimes like it looked pretty, but it was just a dud. It was nothing. And nobody's talking about it anymore. And probably what people are talking about the most is Jennifer Lawrence's bad Russian accent. I think it was Russian. It could have been Russian. I don't care. I'm not going to put a lot of time into this movie because I just reviewed it a couple days ago. But Holmes and Watson, terrible. It was bad. It was not funny. I left about 35-40 minutes in. I didn't see the rest of it. That's the first time I actually got up and walked out of a movie. It's the first time I just got up and walked out. The reason I walked out was because it was, they're playing off each other, and John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell are good together, but this time it just wasn't working. For some reason, Sherlock Holmes isn't really meant to be much of a comedic character. He's serious, he's smart, and when you kind of take those traits that people love from him away, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't work one bit. And yeah, every joke that they were telling was just not hitting. It wasn't hitting. It was unfunny. If you want to check out that review, that'll be in the channel. So yeah, check that out if you want to. Next one. This is also one that I was kind of just bummed out about. I like Johnny Knoxville, and Action Point was a huge bummer to leave the theater. It wasn't funny. There's a good couple of moments in it, just like 2 or 3 like Knoxville set pieces. Everything else, it just didn't have to be there. It was irrelevant. Like, so much of the movie was irrelevant, where they were trying too hard to make it a movie with a narrative and stuff like that. So you don't have that. I know Knoxville's getting older, so he can't quite do as much stuff as he used to, but there's a young cast in the movie. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure a bunch of them would volunteer to do stupid crap, Knoxville, and give you even bigger laughs in the movie and tear down some of that narrative. You don't need it. Just do stupid, dumb stunts. And that's what you need. And also, one other thing that pisses me off about this movie, specifically Paramount, okay, my review for Action Point currently has 27 views on it. 27. Guess what? They copyright claimed me. They copyright a video that had no like moving pictures in it. There was just a couple screen caps and their poster and stuff like that. They copyright claimed me, because that means, and they're the ones that did it themselves. They went out, found my review, and copyright claimed it. Okay, well, if I make it big someday, guess what? I'm not gonna freaking monetize it, so you ain't gonna get a damn cent out of me, Paramount. Go suck a popsicle. Also, this next one, another horror movie. Horror movies can be just the most amazing thing ever, or they can just be trash, and that's exactly what Slenderman was. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it, but it was. I liked, Slenderman. I played the games. I grew up when it was a popular thing to be, afraid of, like the creepypasta story and all that stuff. But it was just another one of those nothing movies where it was so slow and nothing happened and you didn't care about the characters. There was a good about 10 minutes of the movie, and that was at the end of the movie where you just didn't care anymore. If they could have put the effort that they did in the last 10 minutes, it could have been something. Even like Joey King, yeah. Joey King couldn't even save the movie, and she's an awesome actress, and I like her in a lot of stuff that she's in. But Slenderman was just nothing. It wasn't scary. It's disposable. If you want to see a good Slenderman movie, watch the documentary that came out about 2 years ago called Beware the Slenderman, about the crime where 2 girls tried to murder one of their friends because Slenderman told them to, and saying that they were going to kill like their family and stuff like that. That's terrifying, and that's real, which is messed up. So go check that out if you want to watch a good Slenderman movie. And all in all, this movie came out probably like 5 years too late. It honestly did. Also, next one, this is the one, Holmes and Watson. Holmes and Watson are, in this movie, are just so close together to where one of them can easily be like the one that I thought sucked the most. And the Happy Time Murders that starred Melissa McCarthy, which is already box office poison. I'm sorry if you like her, but I don't think she's funny. Just because you're obnoxious and loud doesn't make you funny, all right? And I've only liked her in like 1 or 2 movies. I liked her in Spy, and I liked her in a more dramatic role as in St. Vincent, which is a good movie that people should check out if they like Bill Murray. But I thought it was a really cool concept. It is a rated R Muppet movie. Eventually, I love the Muppets. I love dirty humor and stupid humor and stuff like that, and it just didn't work. It's a movie that just dragged on, and where its shtick got old really quick. And even in like the final act of the movie, they completely went away from what their shtick was. Then it just came a crime movie with like one puppet and other. They went away from what was making it, possibly successful and possibly funny. But yeah, it just went. There was about one or two funny moments in there, but other than that, it was just nothing. I wanted to be better. They could have been more serious. If they did a full-on serious Muppet movie that was a crime, like drama, like I would watch that. I think that would be awesome. Make it black and white, make it just all freaking puppets, and play it dead straight serious. That would have been so awesome. But no, you got this movie, which sucked. I'm sorry, but not really. Melissa McCarthy, you gotta get away from some comedy and go back to some more awesome dramatic stuff that you're actually kind of good at. So, yeah. And this next list, hold on one second, gotta get my vitamin C. Nobi. These are movies that I just thought were straight up disappointing. I kind of had some high hopes on them. But when I left the theater and when I was just watching the movie, I'm just like, there's so much wasted opportunity in this. And it just pissed me off that they couldn't, it's not that they didn't try, it's just they didn't try hard enough or quite get it. But another horror movie on this list, Hellfest, was a really cool concept that I thought would have been awesome if they could pull it off. It's a slasher movie in a theme park during the horror nights and hauntings and stuff like that, which sound cool to me, but they just didn't execute well. Again, horror movies, when you have characters that you just don't care about, and if they die, you're just like, well, they're dead now. They're dead now. Next, I just want to see somebody else get killed, but it's like, if I don't care about them, it's not as good. And if it's somebody that you do care about, then like, at least gets you some like emotional pulling on your heart. And also just the practicality of it too, just didn't make sense. It was happening while the park is open, and if anybody who's been into like any type of horror nights or hauntings or anything like that, there are employees around every single corner. And if you yell or scream, somebody about to hear you. They're gonna hear you and be like, hey, this is sketchy, this is weird. Can you not be killing these teenagers, please? What I think they could have done was they could have stayed after the park was closed and be wanting to go to the houses and stuff like that, and then the killer gets them then, and like the killer could have been somebody that they saw previous in the night, so they're thinking, oh, it's just another worker. And guess what? He's not.
He's about to murder you. He's gonna kill you. Okay?
So to me, that makes more sense. It makes it a little bit more practical, and what they did just wasn't, which kind of just checked you out. And if they had a better director taking care of this, I thought it would have been better, but it was not. It was disappointing me. It disappointed me. It just wasn't good. And that's something I truly wanted to enjoy, and I wanted to be better. And the last one that I have, and this is a franchise that I have been a fan of as long as I can remember. The original is one of the greatest action movies of all time, and that is Shane Black's The Predator. And since this came from Shane Black, I couldn't believe how disappointed I was in it. Because Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and the other guys are two of my favorite movies of all time. I absolutely love those movies. And when they tried to reboot this franchise, they just made a wrong mistake. They tried to rely too much on humor and stuff like that. And they also were making the Predator, the Yautja or Yautja, I don't know however you pronounce the name. They made him a joke. There are certain parts of the movies where like he basically became Freddy Krueger, and it was just kind of a slapstick thing. It's like, no, you have this badass character that has been around for about 30 years or so, and you make him a joke and make him less scary. And also, there's also a super predator in the movie, which then makes the original Predator, the Yautja, irrelevant, which I didn't like. And also the super predator just essentially became a tank. So it became a generic movie monster, and it just didn't work. Like, I liked some of the humor that was in it, but when there's so much of it in it, it doesn't make anything in the movie scary anymore. And I don't know. It was something that I was really bummed out about. I really wanted to love this movie. I think my last video, like one of my last videos I did about 6 months ago before I restarted the channel again, was a reaction to the trailer. And you can see how hyped I was for it. I was genuinely excited to see this movie. And once I left the theater, I was just bummed out. So there are some good points in it, but when you want to reboost the franchise, you still have to have some of the charm from the original Predator. It's like, I understand you don't want to make the same movie again, but you have to rely on some of that stuff, and it just wasn't good. It was disappointing. Shane Black, I know you can do better than this, and yeah, just the movie wasn't scary at all. It wasn't really fun. There were some humorous parts in it, but other than that, it was just nothing, and I was bummed out. But that is my 2018 movies that sucked and or disappointed in that I have seen. That's not going to be the title of it, but this is what the video was. So thank you so much for the support so far. I got a lot of hits, at least to me, in my last video. So I just wanted to put something up quick before the end of the year was out, and then hopefully I can do a list of movies that I thought that were just absolutely awesome, and I can be more optimistic than these last two videos where I just been a complete downer talking about movies that were just absolute trash to me. So like, share, subscribe. I'll have all my accounts down below to my Instagram, Twitter, my Twitch. So if you want to follow me on Twitch and see me play some games, you do that too. So I will bid you adieu, goodbye, and sketch out.